Hello everyone, this is Alan Oken with Real Deal Astrology, and I'd like to welcome you to my office here on the beautiful island of Bali, Indonesia. And today I want to speak to you about the time period between January the 22nd and January 31st. My approach in Real Deal Astrology is not the approach taken in sun sign astrology, in which the astrologer mentions something going to happen for all Geminis or all Pisces or all Leos, etc. For the month, and then proceeds to say what that is. That doesn't work. It's hit or miss. It's like picking up a fortune cookie. Astrology, real astrology, is very complex. It's not simple sun sign stuff. So what I've done in order to make what I say more authentic is that I look at certain very important events that are taking place in the heavens, and I relate those to specific birthdays. Therefore, I'm not going to be able to speak to all of you, but those to whom I am speaking with these specific birth dates, there will be a message of significance for you. The birth dates that I'm looking at for this month are March the 29th through the 4th of April, July the 1st through the 5th of July, October the 2nd through October the 7th, and December 30th through January 3rd. Now, if you know your horoscope, and you know where 9 to 13 degrees of Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn fall in your chart, and if they happen to fall on your moon, ascendant, or midheaven, then what I'm going to say to you now will also have implications in your lives. Now, basically, I'm speaking about a 90-degree angle between the planet Uranus in Aries and Pluto in Capricorn. And what that signifies is a conflict between new patterns of behavior entering into your lives, the urge to be free, to explore yourself very individualistically, and old patterns and old responsibilities and old ways of thinking and acting and feeling that happen to be still active in your lives, in your psyche, in the psychological makeup of your being, in the way you look at life. And this conflict between the old and the new, we can see taking place in the panorama of world events. Look at what's taking place in Syria. Look what's taking place in Russia. Look especially what's taking place right now in the Ukraine. And there you will see the results of this Uranus-Pluto transit, insofar as a new world order seeking to emerge in which there's more human rights and more personal freedom, and an old autocratic order which is trying to hold things in place relative to the benefit of the few who are plutocrats and who hold power, and the 99% who are seeking much more personal freedom. So that is a collective message. This is going on, has been going on for a couple of years since Pluto and Uranus connected, and will continue through the spring of 2016, the early spring of 2016. But since these planets change their positions, they, by degrees in the heavens, they affect us individually at different times. So that right now, those of you who have 9 to 13 degrees of Aries, Capricorn, Libra, or Cancer in your horoscope are especially affected and afflicted by the conflict of the incoming force of developing yourself as an individual with a much more distinct and particularized way of being alive, and old patterns, old responsibilities, and old pressures, psychological, social, familial, etc. So For Aries people, this conflict will be categorized as what motivates my urge to project myself, start new projects, and stimulate myself into action. Is it the new or the old? For Cancer, what motivates me to create situations that assure my sense of self-preservation, my urge to nurture and be nurtured, and my sense of self relative to my familiar comfort zones, which right now are being disrupted. For Libra, what motivates me to motivate you so that you can motivate me? That's very Libran, the dynamic of relationship interchange. And finally, for Capricorn, what motivates my current urge to succeed, shape events, and structure time, people, and resources? Are these being motivated by new orientations to my creative sense of myself, the sense of my creative self, or old patterns? Now, between January 27th and January 31st, there is another complication which comes in to the lives of these individuals who have birthdays during those dates I mentioned, or who have other important points in their horoscope between 9 and 13 degrees of the 4 cardinal signs. And this is that Jupiter and Venus enter the picture, making a much more, a very strong grand square in the horoscope. And so my feeling is that at that time, there are financial crises that enter into the picture. And my sense is that between January 27th and the 31st, there'll be certain financial crises in the world. It may focus itself on those stocks and companies that deal in luxury goods, because Venus and Jupiter deal with luxuries as a rule. So I would say companies dealing in luxury goods and the financial markets in general, insofar as people investing too hopefully and less practically. So if indeed you have your birthday in those degrees I just mentioned, and you may not be investors, but I would be cautious about how you deal with your finances during the 27th to the 31st of this month. So I hope this information has proved to be helpful. I certainly appreciate you viewing this video. Wish you well until the next time. Thank you very much.